And I tell you, this guy is he's high energy. He's very confident in his ability, and I see some great things coming out of him. I think this fight's going to be one that you want to circle as well. Yo, Atallah, Simba, let's get on.
What's up, man? Can you see me?
I can see
Can you
you
see me?
now. What's going on, my man? I can see you.
Sick. I'm just
How you
looking at my
doing?
little picture. Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm
Just
doing
got
good.
done
I
with
was talking
training,
a
bro.
little earlier. Yeah, you got to train. I was talking a little earlier. Since the first day I met you, Local Lobo pulls me over and was like, "This kid's gonna be something," and he spoke so highly of you. And then every time I saw you, like, "Get me on a card, get me on a card, get me on a card." You did not disappoint in the Brett Layton fight. Obviously, you came up short in the decision. And that probably wasn't the way you wanted to see that fight going. But you definitely made an impact, and you definitely made your name known. So welcome back to Cage Science for your second show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, that Brett Layton fight was a good one, man. It was all respect to the guy, man. He got the win on the decision. I got all 3 rounds from one judge. You can see it both ways. But the big thing from that fight, man, is that people know I come to fight, and it's gonna be a big one. This kid Jake. I called out a few people, and they all said no. Jake's the only one that said yes. So switching gears on this fight, man, all respect to the guy. I'm glad that he took the fight. And that's because, I don't want to fight nobody that's, just a bum. So I'm going in there to fight. 3 of my 4 fights have been fight of the night. Arguably, the Brett Layton fight could have been fight of the night. So this kid's got fight of the night. So we're going to get in there, and it's going to be kill or be killed. And that's how it's going to be. So I'm excited for this one. I'm training. My training camp's a war zone. And so when you see Loco talking highly of me, that's a big deal. I mean, how look, what coach has won more in New England than Loco? I mean, he's got UFC fight. Dude, you know this, dude. The guy's the godfather of MMA here in Massachusetts. In New England, he was a New England world champion, New England champion too. So, all respect to the guy. He's got a lot of faith in me, and I got a lot of faith in him. And we're gonna come in here with what we got, and we're gonna get it done.
Fun fact, I believe I actually fought on the same card as Lobo when he won that title at Reality Fighting. Um,
Oh
but
no way.
anyways, yeah, so you mentioned you fought elsewhere. Obviously, you had your one fight with Cage Eyes. You fought elsewhere because you're not originally from this area. What brought you to Massachusetts? I know, but let the people know at home.
Yeah. So I'm from North Shore. So I am from Massachusetts, but I'm a helicopter rescue swimmer in the Coast Guard. So it's kind of the Coast Guard's version of their special operations. And yeah, I mean, what we do, we go into helicopters, we go out, jump out of them into whatever situation we need to jump out of them into, and pull people out of bad situations into good ones. So my cardio, everything is top notch, and I keep top notch by being around some of the top guys, in the world. So yeah, so I'm back here. I'm stationed here now. I was stationed in New Orleans for 4 years, and now I'm back here in my home state, and I'm excited to be back. And yeah, so and like I said, I wanted to fight Jake. He said he didn't know anything about me when my name went on his desk, but in reality, I'm the one that asked for the fight, and I know this kid since he was fighting Dan Walsh, his first fights and everything. You know, so I know a lot about this kid. He doesn't have to know much about me, but regardless, it's going to be a good fight. And we're going to get after it. I'm looking away from the
Nice.
camera because I got two things and I don't want to mess up. So I got two like pictures of me, and one's like delayed and one's not. So I'm trying to look away from the camera
Don't,
while I talk.
don't worry, because I got a TV over here, and then I got the camera here, and I got a laptop here, so I'm doing the same thing as you.
Like the
But I'm
Matrix.
glad you mentioned that because actually, I thought you were originally from out of state and you were just stationed here in the Coast Guard. I didn't know that you were originally from here. So that's a cool little piece of information. You were down in Louisiana for 4 years.
Yeah, I was down there. I was a helicopter rescue swimmer down there, doing just what I do best, and like I said, I'm a helicopter rescue swimmer, but I'm also a mixed martial artist at heart. So I'm coming in here to show what I can do. But with my job, man, like what do I do? I go to my job, I work out, I train, I make sure I'm physically in shape, constantly top of the line shape. I mean, these guys are on par. These guys I'm talking about, these guys are on par with some of the best elite athletes in the world. and we get sent to all these schools to learn all about all these different things. So cardio for me is not really an issue, and I'm working very hard on my cardio. And I've never really got out of shape after the Brett Layton fight. I went right back to training the next day, and I'm training hard every single day. I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not done training until, I cut it short now because I wanted to get to this interview. I wanted to come talk to you, dude. I was excited to come talk to you, bro.
My man, I appreciate it. So I
So
actually,
yeah,
speaking of your training, um, your swim training. I see that you've incorporated that with some of your teammates. I see Jeff Joy partaking in some of your training that you've been doing. How's that going? How has that helped you and helped him?
yeah. So what we do as swimmers is, we do a lot of things in the pool, obviously, to stay in shape. We do a lot of water confidence, which is basically just getting your heart rate to an absurd, you know, absurd rate, and then you're just doing different underwater activities, like going underwater and moving bricks and just constant sprints and constant moving in the pool. And the cardio is just through the roof. But the big thing is the mental. It really teaches your body that when your body says you're done, you're only really 40% done. And yeah, I'm training with Jeff Joy, and I'm training with you know all these guys at my gym that are fighting. This last guy, mentioned Sergey, or the guy before him, Sergey. We just train right now, me and him, and Brendan Battles is fighting on the card. So I got some really good teammates. Carlos is helping me out. He just came off a big win. So I got some big teammates coming in, and they're helping me out. And the swim training is just taking my cardio from whatever top notch it already is to even more, because I got these guys that are coming in and pushing me, and I'm pushing them, and we're just going hard because they got fights too. And we did the same thing for Jeff Joy's last fight. We helped him in the pool, and that's my craft. That's what I do for a living. So we helped him in the pool, and he didn't even look tired in the cage. He didn't even look tired. He looked calm, composed. The guy's a beast, man. So, and I'm learning a lot from these guys, and so utmost respect to them all. But yeah, that the pool workouts are taking it to the next level in terms of cardio and fitness and strength. And we're doing a lot more than just swimming. It's a lot of things in and out of the pool, constantly going. It's the same things that we did at rescue swimmer school and the Coast Guard. And I know I'm speaking a lot about rescue swimmers and this and that, and this is a fight, and it doesn't really correlate, but the mental aspect and the physical aspect of it will correlate in the ring. So yeah.
It's funny. You say it doesn't, but I mean, you mentioned a lot of things that it helps you get ready for. So, I mean, it clearly there are some parallels, and you're training there in high stress environments and cardio and things of that nature. So, obviously, it definitely helps. I want to stay on this topic because I'm very intrigued by it. What
Heck yeah.
got you? What got you to being a rescue? What, like, were you a swimmer in high school? Like, you a diver? Were you something, or you? This is just when you joined the military, you kind of went down this path.
No, man, I always wanted to be a special operator in the military. And, I looked at Navy SEALs, I looked at Air Force Pararescue, all these different special operations. And, man, I just kind of wanted to be, to somebody's eyes, like, kind of a hero, which I don't consider myself one. But, for me, I just wanted somebody to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't quit. And now my time in the military is coming to an end. I'm getting out soon, and I'll be pursuing this passion of mine. And, and it's the same thing, man. I just want somebody to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't quit. And I just want to, I want to inspire people. I want to be a good name, and I want people to look at me and look up to me. So, um, I just wanted to be a special operator. I wanted somebody to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't quit. And I never swam. I taught myself how to swim. Funny story was, I was in the pool, and I heard it like 3 years before I was in the Coast Guard. I knew I wanted to do this. I heard a dad teach his daughter how to swim in the pool. It's like a little girl, and I didn't even know how to swim. And I just listened to it from the other lane, and I just did it 3 times a day, every single day. I got good at swimming, and it's a lot different than just being a good swimmer. It's being able to keep somebody alive when they're trying to drown you and drown themselves in the worst case scenario possible. These guys, utmost respect to them, man. And I say them, as well as myself, but utmost respect to these guys out here working hard. And they go into hurricanes, man. They go into caves, cliffs. They do everything, man. They go into big sea rescues. They go into Alaska and the freezing cold nor'easters up here, and it's just, it's an environment that am around every single day that correlates to the cage because I'm able to be around these high stress environments and stay composed in them. It's nothing that I haven't seen before. It's nothing that I haven't been through before. So it's nothing that I can't get through, and I use what I learned as a swimmer to be in the cage and be as confident as you say I am, and be as composed as as you say I am. And so I can, yeah. So
There you go. Listen, I mean, we've had a lot of military guys who have fought for cage titans over the years, and they draw a lot of parallels. They leaned on their training through the military to help them, and kind of echo what you just said. Like it's nothing it's not a higher stress than I've ever seen in my, Coast Guard and your diving or the military, whatever, whatever military branch. They're like, I've been in high stress. This is just a fight, so it's helped with those nerves. But anyway, speaking of that, let's jump gears before we let you run. And I appreciate you taking the time out of training. Um,
no,
Jake Kasky, you mentioned that you were looking for some other fights. This is the name that came across and finally said yes. What stands out about him and his fighting style in this matchup in particular that you're looking forward to?
the guy goes in there and he's willing to stand and bang. He's willing to try to get after it. He doesn't stop. He keeps the pressure. This is something I need to better myself. And I can't get that fighting somebody that just wants to do this or just wants to do that. This guy is good everywhere. And I'm not taking this lightly at all. I'm actually the one that wanted this fight before he even knew who I was. I knew a lot. I saw him and I was like, this guy's the guy I'm gonna fight. And and luckily he said yes, and I'm glad he said yes. And this is gonna be a great fight. I think this is gonna be fight of the night. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna get after it. It's kill or be killed, honestly. So I couldn't even predict how this is gonna end. This is gonna be a really fun fight, and I'm ready for all 3 rounds. I'm ready for 1 round. I'm ready for 2 rounds, and I'm ready for all of it. On the ground, stand up, everything. I can even take it to the ground if I wanted to. I keep it standing up if I wanted to. I'm gonna dictate the fight and do what I can, and I'm training very, very, very hard with some very elite people, very, very elite people, up and coming people already in the UFC. People gonna be in the UFC, Bellator, One Championship, all these people, and we're getting after it every single day. Local is bringing in top guys top guys for us, top D1 wrestlers, top strikers, everything. So it's a war zone in my camp, and we're getting after it. We're training harder than ever. I'm training harder than ever, and my cardio's never been better. My strength has never been better. So I'm ready to get in there and get after it. People are gonna watch us fight over and over and over again, and that's not just because of me. It's because of him. We're gonna both bring it, and that's what I want. I don't want nobody to be timid. I want to get after it.
Listen, man, after your fight career, you're definitely a hype man. You're definitely a promoter. You'll have a future here with Cage Sides because you sold the fight. I don't got anything else to say.
Man.
Before I let you go, any last people you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, I just shout out the people on my team that are helping me, every single day. Jeff Joy, Brendan Battles, Sergey, Carlos, all these people that are on my fight team. Loco, uh, my jiu-jitsu coach, Mario Savani, uh, my boxing coach, Josh Bellinger. Just all these guys that are putting in all this work, day in and day out, waking up at 5:30 with me, going to bed way late, because of me, and just putting in the time and having the faith in me. Like I said, they come up to you and they tell you I'm the next big thing, and I believe that. I believe that more than anything, and I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna make it big, and it's gonna be big on Saturday. So shout out to all those guys, and once again, I did it last time. I'll do it again. Shout out to all the rescue swimmers here in Massachusetts and Cape Cod and all throughout the U.S. Day in and day out, they're risking their lives and going out there and doing what they know how to do best, and they're doing it every single day, 24 hours. Somebody's always standing on the watch. So shout out to those guys as well.
Nice. There you go. My only piece of promoter advice for you, I'm going to give you with a nickname like Simba. You got to come out to like that, the Lion King song, like that. And
That's
then
they're
boom, the
telling
beat
me to do,
drops and
bro.
you
They
what?
were telling me to do that.
Yeah,
I'll
they.
find
I
something
think so.
to make my own mix.
Yeah, so go look up Rodrigo Almeida versus Manny Bermudez. Um, Yeah, they fought at Cage Titans. Hold on, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to go see if I can find it. And
Hold
he
on,
came
Rodriguez.
out to a remix of that. Um, there's a remix of it. It plays that whole like Lion King thing, and then it goes into like a techno type um,
Yeah, yeah.
song. So if somebody knows it, throw it in the comments. But I think this is going to be your song. Hold on, I think I got it. Hold on, let's see if they.
Dude,
I
send.
don't know if we played the beginning. Here we go. Ready? Unmute my. Ah, didn't catch the beginning.
Dude,
Ah, shit. I wish it caught the beginning.
Didn't catch the beginning.
All
I
right.
want you to find that.
So go look
All
it up.
right.
What did you say?
I want you to find it and send it to me.
I'll find it and send it
And
to
I'll
you for sure.
roof
Because
off
I
the
think this would be fitting. What was that?
dude. I said I'll blow the roof off the fucking place if you send me that song, dude.
All right, I'm going to find you the song. That's going to be my task. I might
Right on.
hit up Rodrigo and ask him what it was. But anyways, thank you so much, Simba, and we'll see you again in a few weeks.
Right on, bro. I'll see you there.
All right, have a good one. Oh, there we go. All right, man. Well, good show. We had some great guests. I mean, hopefully you guys are even more excited for these matchups. I think we picked four great matchups and talk. Sorry, two great matchups, and we had four great fighters on tonight to talk about those matchups. Jake Kasky, the handsome one, taking on Simba, Joe Attila, and then in the pro ranks in the welterweight division, Pat. I think he's the Gorilla Ninja Casey, taking on the Beast Marty Navis. There we go. Yeah, somebody found me it, but if you listen somebody put it in the comments. But if you listen, we only played the portion after the beat dropped. But somebody's got to know that song. Actually, I'll hit up Adam Russell because he was the DJ.